Meeting come to order. Debbie Bailey, would you lead us in prayer, please?
With your permission, Judge, I'd like to speak just for a couple of moments before I lead in prayer. I am the chairman of the National Day of Prayer Committee in Pike County, and the National Day of Prayer is an annual observance that's held on the first Thursday of May. It's where people can gather together to pray for our nation, pray for our government, pray for our military. And this year's event is this coming Thursday, May the 3rd. The theme is Pray for America, Unity, and it's from Ephesians 4:3, making every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. And we do have two events in Pike County. One is at the Pikeville City Park at noon, and the other is at the Elkhorn City Community Center at 7 p.m. So I would like to invite you to come out to one of those events if at all possible. And now at this time, I'll lead in prayer. Our most gracious and loving and wonderful Father in heaven, you are a mighty and powerful God, and we just give you the praise and the honor and the recognition for the mighty God that you are. I thank you, Lord, for this county. Pike County is such a wonderful county with such wonderful people, such wonderful resources, and such wonderful leadership. I thank you for each person, Lord, that is represented in this room. I thank you for all the faithful servants, Lord, the public servants who give their time, who selflessly serve to make this county a better place for our citizens. And Lord, I pray for your blessing upon them in their lives personally and professionally. I pray, Lord, that you would give us favor. You know, Lord, what the untapped resources are in Pike County. And I pray, Lord, that you would just bless our leadership with the understanding and the wisdom and the insight and the knowledge, Lord, to go in the direction that you would have them go, because I know you want us to flourish, you want us to prosper, you want good things for us, for our citizens and for our communities, Lord, and you know what those best things are, Lord, and you know what decisions will bring them to fruition. And so I just pray for your hand of blessing, for your favor, and for your support and your encouragement. And again, I thank you for each public servant that we have in this room that's represented, and I thank you for the work and the job that they do, and I pray your blessing upon them and your blessing upon this county and upon our communities. Just give you the praise and the honor and the glory in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. All right, the roll call, wait a minute. Call to order. Roll call, Lisa.
Judge Daskins?
Here.
Magistrate Anderson?
Here.
Magistrate Compton?
Here.
Magistrate Murphy?
Here.
Magistrate Robinson?
Here.
Magistrate Dodson?
Here.
Magistrate Varney?
Here. Leo, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Pike County Tourism Update. Tony, will you go with that?
You got approval of minutes there, Judge.
Yeah, approval of minutes, Judge.
Approval of minutes? Excuse me.
You've got
Motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Daskins?
Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. Go ahead now.
First of all, we want to thank you on behalf of tourism for your assistance this past week. We've been working at several of our sites, our historic sites, here and across the river and across the Tug. And our goal is to make sure that when our visitors, our tourists, our families come home for a family reunion or a gathering, that they see our beautiful sites and it reminds them of home. We couldn't do it without you, your assistants, all of the magistrates, Judge, your assistants, Jeannie, Brian Morris, and of course Paul and his group. Amazing amount of people. If you want to see what I'm speaking about, if you get a chance, Deal Cemetery is one of the properties that we've been working on this past week. And it's amazing what a group of people that gets together with a bunch of volunteers city and county government and make a difference. So once again, thank you for that. It could not have been done without your support, Judge. The other item that I want to bring to your attention is we're working on other items of interest of tourism. And our next goal this week is the hog trial site. Our goal with that is inside, outside of the cabin and the property itself. Get it ready. We're wanting to plant some plants on the outside, porch furniture, items of interest on the porch with flower boxes, and then of course clean the inside and the outside of the windows and inside of the cabin. I know Paul and Hillman have been working tirelessly here recently to make sure that it's got water. And our goal with that is by Memorial Day that we have that cabin open 3 days a week for tourists. That would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We are looking at means to be able to open it even more than that. Our ultimate goal would be 5 or 6 days, and that would be Thursday through Tuesday. And that's what we're looking at. We're working with Mike Goebel with the senior program of Back to Work to get someone with some history behind them to be able to help with that. It's going to be what you would call a small satellite office to where you can get any brochures about Eastern Kentucky at that facility, and then of course move forward to the other sites. This past week we've also worked over at Sarah Ann at Mr. Hatfield's cemetery. And I will tell you, it has been a chore, it has been a pleasure. We have seen Hatfields and McCoys work together on the Deal Cemetery. We've seen the Hatfield and McCoys descendants work together on the Devil Anse Hatfield Cemetery. And we couldn't do it without this physical court. Other thoughts that we have is more signage. We are looking at more signage as we speak to be able to alert people. So we're filing for that to be able to get more signage. I would like to have wayside signage that will showcase when you turn off at 319 how far it is till your next stop. Once you leave Bob Scott's property, the former or the well site there, the McCoy well site, it would let you know how far you are from the hog trial site. So those are items that we're diligently working on to make sure the tourist, the visitor, knows exactly what direction they're going in and how far it is to their next site. Any thoughts, Lena?
I think you've said it all.
Our office has, of course, we just came out of Hibbley days where we've been open 6-7 days a week. Our numbers are up, and a lot of that has to do with folks wanting to get out of the house where they've been in for so long of the winter. We have seen people from probably 28 states in just the past 30 days, several other countries. Our marketing and our advertisement is going full force, and so our next goal is our properties and making sure that we're diligent to that. Just to let you know, our office at this moment is open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We're open by 8:30 a.m. and we're usually in till 5 p.m. And the last thing we want is a visitor or a tourist come to town and not, not find our location, and the other item of interest that we don't want them to find is a locked door. So we have been managing and making sure that we are open for the visitors. Any thoughts, any questions?
Tony, I appreciate what y'all are doing, and hopefully this thing has finally got moving, and people can come in and see where they're at and see where they want to go. And the sign out front of the hog trial there, I guess you're going to move that over to the McCoy house. You know, they got one there in the front yard.
Yes, there's two in the front yard. One is
And
for
one
the
of them's supposed to be related to the McCoy house, isn't it?
Yes, and so we've identified that one, and it will go. We're going to wait till we have absolutely pressed Paul and his group in the last week to 10 days. And but we have plans once the water and the building is ready, that we do have plans to move that one. We have touched base with the Kentucky Historical Society because they have a dot map on every one of those signages. That's not a problem to move that signage, that historical marker, and the goal is to move it to where it needs to be. And I believe we're even have discussion, the one there by Neil's, to move it on the other side of his driveway. So we have two that particularly needs to be moved. That way, the one there on the left in Neil's driveway is no way you can take a picture with it securely without traffic problems. So if we move it to the other side of the driveway, not only is it a flat surface, but we're out of the roadway of taking pictures. And they're very popular to be taking pictures with, so.
And last week, Tony, I guess you heard they had some motorcycle people in to that area, and I guess there was 300 or 400 that came in, and I'm sure they had a good time because you could see motorcycles all over the place, and trails, and the McCoy people over at Mate One put that on. Donald and his wife.
Don and Kathy are very diligent in making sure and very inviting. And some of those riders came into our office, and one of the most, as I would call it, great items of interest is when people talk about how friendly our people are. And they said they definitely didn't even feel bad stopping along the way and asking for directions or instructions or whatever they were looking for. So those wonderful people, and it's those people like Kathy and Don that are the mom and pops, and they're the most interest that we have is those mom and pops because they are the security of our future. So
I see Jim just come in, and he helped promote that a lot. You know, he put a lot of it on Facebook and social media, and had the people be able to use the restrooms and bathhouses over at the Hatfield McCoy Park if they needed it, and he kind of headed that up. But you know, glad to see people coming into our area and using our beauty that we have here in this county.
yeah. You know, Hillman, in our county we have a lot of mom and pop businesses, and for 200-300 motorcycle families coming into our area and lodging and staying and riding their motorcycles in our area just feeds into that mom and pop. And that is the greatest job I think that we can do as an entity of county government, is help to sustain those county mom and pops and those city mom and pops, because all of them have had a rough winter. All of them have went through a difficult increase in utilities and lower amount of customers during the winter. So anytime we can step forward and help push that, it's a good day in Pike County.
Also, I think Paul's been able to plant some pawpaw trees, haven't you, Paul, over at the location that we have over there. And, you know, I just appreciate Paul and his employees that he has are out there all over the county. You could liable to see them anywhere working and doing something. And Paul, we thank you for what you've done.
Yeah, we planted them probably a couple months ago.
We were over there Saturday, and we stopped and looked at them, and stopped and looked at the Papaw Tree site and the Hog Trial site, the McCoy Home Place and Well site. And we have a jewel, and our goal here from here on out is making sure that it's what it needs to be. But and if you want to see a difference, and I know it's excruciating 80 steps up, but what Paul and his men did this past week up at Dill Cemetery, and starting tomorrow, today and tomorrow, we will be, we're having the steps at Dill Cemetery pressure washed. And then this coming week, the city and UMG is putting the fence back around Randall, Sarah, and Roseanne's grave sites. The fence was splattered by, the nice metal fencing was splattered during that big tree fall. But they have agreed, since all the work has been done on behalf of county government, that they would invest and replace that fence itself. We've went up, put reefs this past weekend on all of the sites, and our goal is to make sure by Memorial Day it's ready to go, along with the hog trial cabin, which is going to have furniture. Now, when we're talking about furniture, we're talking about the 1800s. You'll not walk in, see no oil paintings or glass plates or anything like that. It's all going to be put back to the original look and feel. We think we've got that taken care of now. We've probably got about 2.5 truckloads of furniture that will be moved in after we clean, so.
Yeah, Tony, you know, thank you, Paul, work you all, your guys do, really. But, Tony, I want to thank you for doing your job. You, you know, I don't think we could have found anybody anywhere that would do as good as you do, and I want to thank you for that.
I appreciate that, Mr. Varney, but the key is partnership and working together. The key is, in my team, there's no I. You know, we sweat right along with Paul's men the other day, and it was probably one of the greatest feelings you'll ever have by seeing that you're making a difference. So, like I said, on behalf of Pike County Tourism, you know, Miss Judy Conway Patton, our chair lady, she has a thumbprint on the majority of everything we do, and our goal is to lighten the path for the fiscal court and to try to make a difference. We don't try to be, we're not much of askers, as you know, but we're always there to assist, and we have never called up on you, Paul, Brian, all of you, Rodney. We had, you know, we pick up the phone, and we got a motor coach traveling through the county, and we pick up the phone and we call Rodney Scott for help. You know, motor coach people on a 57 count bus, they're not used to our county roads, and having a county cruiser in front of you slowing traffic down of locals is amazing to those motor coach riders. And it's just a team, and we couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate you. If you ain't got no other questions, I'll step away. And
does your partner want to say anything, Tony?
Apologize.
Does your partner want to say anything with you?
Yes.
Does your partner, Ms. Goff, want to say anything?
Well, yes, I asked her earlier. You want to say something?
I just want to thank you all for all the help and cooperation you've given us. We really do appreciate it. So anytime we can help you, we'll certainly do it. But thank you.
Tony, is Phillips Cemetery getting a little more attention on your
Yes, it is.
radar now?
Yes, it is. And we had a couple out there on Saturday. Well, it was more than, it was several couples. And yes, it is. And of course, it's on all of our GPS mapping for the Hatfield-McCoy sites, and it's on directionals. And that's our next goal. The week after next is our next goal to attend to it a little bit. And what I mean by that, we've applied to, we'd like to plant some wild seedlings of flowers that come up every year, and also put a wreath up on Frank Phillips and Nancy's grave. And our goal is to touch all of them in some way or another before Memorial Day. Leave it a little better than we found it.
Is anything that we need to do that you've noticed to help improve that cemetery? You know, we've got pretty good parking and the steps, and
Yep.
y'all done some seats up there. And
Yes. Right before you go up, as you go from the main road and going up the hill, there was a little washout there, as you notice. We may need a small amount of gravel right in that area because it's a little bit of a dip if you're in a car. Other than that, there's nothing that I have seen. But we do plan on going up and raking, weed eating, planting a few flowers out on Phillips' grave site yard, and also a couple of reefs. Something else I would like to see in the future is all of those cemeteries need our American flag and a pole on it. So I'm hoping in the future that I've been researching the last 3 days. I would love to find some type of a grant means to be able to make sure that all of our cemeteries, Deals, where Rosanna's baby is buried out Blackberry, and of course Phillips Cemetery over in Phelps, would have a flagpole and a flag put at it
Well, it did have one, is it not there now?
The flag's not, so
The pole's still there.
the post's still there, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just
That-
need a flag.
That cemetery is probably the, you know, you've done it's had the newest renovations, the staircase, Paul and his men did, the gravel in the parking lot. That cemetery is probably the best kept up one because it has had some items of interest added to it in the last couple of years. Where baby is buried, it will need some TLC and along with Dill's Cemetery and a few other items, so.
But I thank you for everything you've done
Hey,
in
thank you.
court, and hope that we can continue with what we're doing on that.
All right. If any of you are available, we're going to be out all day on Friday, out at the hog trial. And if any of you are out and about that way and would like to stop and you've never been in that facility, in that cabin before, and stop and see some of the work, along with Sandy and the ad, Paul, and the Fiscal Court, what you've done to be able to not only have a replica of a cabin from the Hatfield and McCoy sites, but also to have a open facility that you can stop, get information, education, and be on your way at. I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say that I thank you too, and you're a relentless worker, doing a good job, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a team. Appreciate you.
And I'd like to say thank you, Tony, and your help, and you did a good job. You're doing a good job.
Keep up the good work, Tony.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, Kentucky Wired Project Update. Paula Hopkins.
Hello, my name is Holly Hopkins Scoville. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and speak with you today. I actually like to always begin by asking who here has heard of Kentucky Wired? Few hands going up. It's a good thing I'm here. Kentucky Wired was actually announced in the fall of 2015 under Governor Beshear and Congressman Rogers at a SOAR event in eastern Kentucky. And 3 months later, obviously, there was a gubernatorial change. Governor Bevin and Congressman Rogers re-announced this project in the fall of 2016. During that time, I am with the construction side with the DBLLC, and I will tell you what the alphabet soup of my card means. The Kentucky Wire project had many proposed names before it began. It was called Next Generation Kentucky Information Highway, and that's what that stands for. The DB is the design build, and that's what we are responsible for. We are the general contractors for the project. So we actually engineered and laid out the entire lines. In Pike County, the DBLLC is responsible for putting up all of your fiber. What this project is, and this is actually it, is a backbone of broadband high-speed fiber. When Kentucky began this project, we were number 48 in the United States in offering broadband high-speed internet. As of 3 weeks ago, U.S. News and World Report actually just came out, and we are now already 36 from what has already transpired from this project. Once this project is completed, we will actually be number 1 in the United States in offering high-speed broadband fiber, which is pretty exciting. We don't get to be number 1 in a lot of things. This is one of them. What makes our project a little different than most is that half of this wire, this is 244 strands of fiber optic cable. Half of this will remain with the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They are our client. The Commonwealth has an authority, KCNA, that oversees this project. Philip Brown is the executive director. They do have a website. It's kentuckywire.ky.gov. Excuse me. And this obviously is an open project. All of the pole attachment agreements, all of the contracts, everything is actually on their website, available for view for anything you'd like to see. They will maintain half of this fiber for government-to-government services. So for your clerk's office, some of the state offices that you all have throughout your county, this will be going into their buildings. The remainder of this project, and this is what makes us very different, will be an open access network that ISP providers can actually attach to and offer fiber to the home or fiber to the business projects. Each community can have a discussion if that's something they're interested in looking at, or if you all have ISP providers, you may want to contact them and see what their plans are to connect to this to offer fiber to the home. What you can expect to see over the next couple of months, you all are in Ring 2. Your actual completion date is July 29th, 2020. That is the final drop dead date. Obviously, our plans are to be completed before that. So you're going to start to see, and we actually have already done some work here. Pike, we put a hut there. The universities are receiving huts, which are major drop-off points for the fiber. And you're going to see 90% of this project across the state is going on existing poles. We're using electric poles and telecom poles to do that. The 10% that's going underground typically is within a city when we have to come inside of a building. There is a little bit in rural, but it's usually if we're having to go under a highway to get to the other side to get to the other poles. So not a lot of underground outside of the cities. So the construction crews will come through. You may see them a couple of times. We have to do what we call make-ready work. So our fiber has to go at a certain height. So they may have to come and move some of the lines around. Then another crew will come in and they will do what we call lashing. They will actually string the wire on the poles. After that, we have craftsmen that will come back. These are actually glass fibers inside of each one of these. They will come back and splice those together end to end, each color matching the next color. Fiber reels run 4 to 5 miles, so every 4 to 5 miles those will have to be spliced. Then they will start the testing process, and once it's up and running, they will run a light through this, and that's what we call being lit up, and that's when it actually is functional. High-speed broadband fiber, if you've never gotten to experience that, you can actually download a 3.5-hour movie in about 15 seconds. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. Nice, isn't it? As we all sit on our phones and look at and work at home on our laptops. So that's what's going to be happening over the next few months. I have a website which is on my business card. That's also my personal cell number. If anyone would like to contact me, I do have others if someone would like that. On our website, KentuckyWiredProject.com, we will keep you updated on what's happening on the construction side. There's also a form you can fill out. All of our construction crews are responsible for repairing everything as was. So especially with the amount of rain that we've had some issues with some ruts in yards. We will go back and repair all of that. If there's a sidewalk that's in your community that we're going underground, we take before and after pictures. So I like to tell people, if you had a broken sidewalk before, we're not giving you a new sidewalk. We will repair as was. So that, just to make sure everybody understands what that means. So there's also an 800 number. All of the forms on our website and the 800 numbers actually come back to me, and I personally make all of those calls. So if you have a concerned citizen that has questions, you're more than welcome to send them to the website, or just you can send them directly to me. Do you have any questions at this point? I'm sorry?
No.
I said, do you have any questions at this point?
Any questions?
I must have done an amazing job, not one
Bring it on.
Exactly, I'm with you. We are ready to work. So if there's anything else, you all know how to reach me.
It is to be completed by 2020.
Your final completion date is July 29th, 2020. Our goal is to far surpass that. We have about 12 to 15 crews out right now. We will have about 150 crews out by the end of the summer. Our goal at this time next year is to be halfway complete with the entire state.
Okay.
How is the reception been getting the
Since we're going to have a long meeting.
fiber optics
we'll have public comment
fused
first.
together? Because they have
The
to test
splicing
it. Yeah,
portion?
once they put it together, they have to get a certain strength from it.
Right. Well, and the difference, and I hear this a lot, especially in eastern Kentucky, there are some areas that have fiber. And the reason this project came about is because this is the backbone. You have to come off of a backbone in order to get true fiber optic service. We are coming out of Cincinnati. So what happens, the other major connections are in Atlanta or Nashville. Obviously, this is not a cheap project. It's very expensive to bring it here. Cincinnati was the closest connection to make all 6 rings work in the state of Kentucky. So once the testing and all of this has the capacity to be 100 megs, is what the state is putting out. Our fiber is a 30-year project. They will go back every 10 years and upgrade to keep it at top level. This actually has the capacity to be 300 megs, and they will see what happens after that. And just to give you an example, to do every home and every business in the state of Kentucky today, it would take these 2 strands. So obviously they're planning for overbuild and they're planning for expansion. Hi. How are you doing? Anybody else?
you have any sections that are live right now in Pike County?
In Pike County? No. What we have put here is preparing for the backbone to come through. The major backbone is not. We've done some underground conduit work. Our huts are prepared. The nodes that people can connect to, all of those have been identified, but it won't be lit up until the rings are actually spliced together, the fiber's actually spliced together.
So none of it will go live until 2020?
Our drop dead date is July 29, 2020. We hope to be done before that. But our goal is to be completed prior to that. That is our absolute last day that we can finish this project.
But what I'm getting at is you won't start part of Pike County, it'll be all or nothing.
Well, Pike County as a whole, the state, KCNA has decided to do areas when they start to get like where you all have the university here, when they start to get some places like that, they have talked about start lighting up those spots before we get the full ring done. That has not been decided where and what the dates of that will be. I only have the dates for the final backbone.
Okay.
But keep checking our websites. I mean, we keep updating information all the time. Anybody else? All right, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. You all have a nice evening.
Paula.
If I could, this goes along with what Holly has just talked about. If you remember, we applied for a grant from EDA to do a broadband plan for Pike County. So that has been approved, and Jenny, we got the match for that already. So that all of that entire process is ongoing, and that will go hand in hand with what will happen as soon as this piece is finished. We're looking at the last mile and how to plan for that to get it out into the county once the state has done their part. So that's what all that is about. So you will have some dollars in place to put a plan in place as to how you want to move forward with broadband once that part is complete.
Okay, and Holly, this might be a question for you. What is the route of this thing? Is it going to follow 23? Is it going to go north, south, east, west?
I actually, on our website is a map that shows the route. If you would like a more specific, we have a Google Earth map. I can't send you the whole map because you don't have the password to unlock it. What I can do is take snapshots of wherever you want, the entire route if you like, and be happy to share those with you. All I ask is that you shoot me an email. This is my 37th fiscal court meeting in 2 months. I will promise you I cannot remember that you asked me that. Not gonna lie.
Well, you know, like Cincinnati's northwest of us, really. So, you know, I'm thinking, will it come in that way or?
That's how it comes in.
Okay.
What happens is it comes straight down like this. And so that golden triangle of Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati, that's called 1A. Mm-hmm. 1B is the center of eastern Kentucky. 5 is the top part of eastern Kentucky. You all are in the bottom part, ring 2. 1A and 1B will be completed, 1A will be 2 weeks before you is the drop dead date. 1B is 1 week after, in between you all. You all are the third one to be completed. So in terms of what the strategy is for going down, it's because the main backbone comes out of Cincinnati. So obviously that's gonna get that first.
Okay.
Does this hook up each of the county seats and cities first?
Not cities, state offices.
County seats?
Well, wherever there are state offices. So you all have some that are actually outside of your county seats.
So then when it's hooked up to the county, I mean the state offices,
right,
then it will be up to the county and the city to take it out into the counties?
There are nodes that you'll come off of that are laid out all along the route where it is. So just because when it's coming into your office, there may be an opportunity. You would have to be an ISP provider. You have to file with KCNA with the Commonwealth to do that. So there would be opportunities for you to come in, but just because it's coming into that building, you know how I split it and said this is government to government, that's their side.
Well, should we be looking at things to do now, but before?
Absolutely. 2020 will be here before you know it. This is obviously a project that isn't necessarily quick. Something else that's, sorry, I keep hitting this. Something else that's taking place, when they talked about the infrastructure bill, fiber's never been considered infrastructure before, but they're actually talking about including that at the federal level as an infrastructure bill. If that happens next year, you can actually fund fiber through CDBG grants, which has never happened before. So there's going to be lots of opportunities for communities to look at what they can do to actually do fiber to the home and fiber to the business
I'm
projects.
sure there are local contractors all over the state that could implement the local part of it, or going
There
from the
are.
state office buildings.
We have, you would be amazed how many contractors. We have, we're the general contractor. We hire the first tier. They have hired numerous local groups. And in Eastern Kentucky, like in Ring 2, in Ring 1B, EKN is actually doing all the laterals off of our big backbone because they own their own poles. So they're doing the work on their own poles. Cincinnati Bell is actually doing the work on their own. We have a lot of third-party deals going across the state as well.
You understand.
Whatever it takes to get it done quicker. Any other questions? All right, I really am going to leave this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah. Public comment, Willard Sloan.
10 minutes. Tell them 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Willard, you have 10 minutes.
I just want to come back and I had a meeting with Herbie and Jackie last Thursday just to follow up, see what decision's been made about that place over there.
No, I told you it wasn't going to be made by this fiscal court, and that be ready to do it at the next fiscal court.
Next fiscal, when will that be?
No, the next fiscal court meeting, 15th.
15th. But
2 weeks from today.
okay.
It'll be a morning meeting.
I just wanted to come back, like I said, and check up and see if there'd been any headway or anything. But
Enjoyed the trip over there. I haven't been.
well, you noticed how the holler was and everything, and it needs a little work over there.
We went on down to the lake, Bobby, and there's a lot of trash down there.
Oh yes, they're always. The road's pretty bad down through there
It
too.
was, but we made it. But there's plenty of trash if you want to go pick it up.
Okay. But like I said, I'm just trying to follow up, make sure. I just don't want this fall to the wayside like it has in the last 3 years, you know.
Good to have you.
Huh?
Good to have you.
Good to have you too. Just hope you hurry and get something done to work. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Sherry May.
2 minutes. That's good.
I need some McCoy.
Who? Oh, Sherry McCoy. I'm going to have to get my glasses.
Good thing you didn't say Hatfield. I got one over.
Thank you. I just wanted to come back out today. I was here last month over it's not my road, but over a road at the mouth of Raccoon. That's not my road, and it is falling over the hill. You know, I pay land taxes, city taxes, county taxes. I pay state taxes, highway tax. I do the same thing everybody else does. That's not my road. I bought a piece of property there.
Well, listen, Jackie Darrell went up and checked that out, and I think you have about 200 feet of your roads where it's coming off.
Well, see, my road was not there. 2 years ago, my road was probably 100 feet. When you go up that hill there at Johnson Heights, you would take a left or a right. That driveway was paved. It fell. It's gone.
Who paved it?
The county did.
Well, it's not. I saw the map and what Jackie Darrell showed me, and it shows your private property about from the county road is about 200 feet.
I have a paper that says I have easement to travel that road. It says I have easement, but I don't own it.
If I may explain that, as I brought the paperwork on Johnson Heights, it's in the system, and it goes up 425 feet at the end of the present hardtop, and then the road forks off, like you said, one way to the left and straight ahead. But that is not in the county system. The county system ends where the hardtop is right now.
Yeah.
And it's illegal for us to go out beyond what's tucked in the road system and work. And it may be not a private road, I don't know, but even a public road, we're not allowed to work on it. It's the 425 feet that we've got in the system, it's there. And so it's not legally to go out there and work on that, and it's not in their county road system, and that's what we gotta work and maintain.
9 years ago, when they took that into the county road system, you came up that hill, and that road went up so many feet, then it came out right about 100 feet. And then when that road fell, you know, the county come up there and put me 10, 15 ton of gravel on it. Then they come up there and they put me some sand creek and gravel on it. And then when that fell and started swagging 10 feet, they just dumped some more on it. And they dumped some more on it. And next thing you know, it's going to be over in the creek at Raccoon. It's going to be over in Raccoon Road. It had paved. County came out there, they put, anytime it snowed, they come out there and they put salt on it. If there was a bump in the road, they come out there and they graded it. They brought the graders all the way out to my house. If I had a chug hoe, I never even had to ask for it. They come out there and they filled a chug hoe up.
So they actually came out past where Jackie's saying the road ends and worked, the county did?
They come all the way out to my house, all the way out to my house. They put gravel on it, they put salt on it, but once that got a problem and it started falling, everybody said, ain't my baby, it's yours, you rock it. And I can't rock it. I make $18 an hour, I can't rock that road. It's gonna cost probably, what, $15,000 to fix? And everybody's yelling, it's your road, it's private, it's not my road, I don't own it. These papers say I don't own it.
Who did you get the easement from?
The easement, I bought that property off of William Johnson.
Then you go see William Johnson if he gave you an easement over that road.
But that, I mean, anybody that travels that whole mountain, my driveway was down the hill. Now you got to go up the hill about an extra 100 feet because it keeps falling. And if you go up Raccoon and you look up there, you'll see a belly getting ready to bust open in Raccoon. And when it does, everybody in this room, every official in this room can say, yep, that girl was here and she said it was going to, and it's going to. There's trees on top of trees going to fall. And I'm going to be one of them in my vehicle.
Yeah, it may fall, ma'am.
I'm not an ugly person. I'm not a mean person. I don't call out names, but tonight I am, because I was here last month, and I'm here tonight, and I'll be here next month. But matter of fact, I'll be this week on the East Kentucky Broadcast System. I'm going to bring them up and show them. There is asphalt under that. County came up there and paved it back when the Hatcher man had it.
If they did that, they did it illegally, because 425 feet's all it goes in the county road system. That's all we're allowed to work on is the county road system.
I understand 425 feet. I went to college. I understand 425 feet. It went up the hill, and it came out this way. They didn't bring that pavement all the way to my house. I signed papers. Different people up there signed papers. People that own cemeteries signed papers. They came up there, they used to grade it, they used to take care of it. In the last 2 years, it just quit because it became a problem. They come up there and turn those trucks on until you had about a couple 100 pounds of salt laying in the road. Then when it started eating holes and asphalt and sliding over the hill, then it became my problem. And I can't fix it. I can't fix it. I travel it. Talk about bringing tourism into Pike County, bringing people in here to see this place.
Leo, have you looked at it? Is that in Leo's district?
No, I had Herbie and Jackie Darrell look at it, and that 425 foot on the road system.
And I'm sorry, but only 425 feet is in the road system as the road system exists.
Whatever 425 feet is, they went up that road with asphalt, and they come out this way with asphalt. I don't know what 425 feet at that time they said's theirs, but right there where the problem is, is where my driveway used to be, where I used to be able, and what we done was probably actually illegal. We went right above 75 feet, something like that, and cut straight down that hill, cut straight down it, and I'm going up a mountain and I drive right over a hill.
If William Johnson gave you an easement on that subdivision that he developed there, he did not obligate the county then to go in there and fix the road.
But everybody, even William Johnson, everybody signed a paper and turned it over to county. We got.
County accepted 425 feet.
But at that time, that slip is before the 425 feet. It's before that. But when it got to be a problem and it's sliding over the hill, now nobody wants it. Nobody wants it.
The paper that y'all signed is hit on the
October of
the road
09.
When they accepted it in the system, Herbie, they should be all the signatures on that paper
That's what they brought
with it being notarized.
Well, they brought it up here, the fiscal court meeting, she was here, and then Jackie Darrell checked it on the road system, and then I went down and checked it on the road system, and the road, the county only accepted 425 feet.
That's what they paved. They used to go all the way.
Is her name on that paper that you had? All the residents.
I didn't check that. I just put what was.
Well, it's just what you take in the road system. There's many houses in this county, and many times the roads don't go just to the last house there, last property, and it quits. But you just got what is on the map that the court voted in 09 that was taken in, and that's the legality of our work. If anybody worked beyond that, they broke the law and shouldn't have been doing that.
But if they signed a paper to put it into the road system, then it should be going to the last it should go to the last property owner.
They just tuck in.
And from there on, it's their property. That's the way it's wrote up. Two or more residents can
put it on the board. You
petition
want to show it on the board there, Frankie?
for a road to be put in the system.
It's 425 feet we tuck in. And all roads we take in, John Doug told me when I first come here, find the name of the road that's there and how many footage is illegal to work. We tuck in one last year, and it goes up the railroad. There's 3 more houses up through there, but we just went to the railroad with the footage.
But Jack, if them people live on that road in the last house, if they signed that paper when everybody else signed it to make it a county road, then it should go to the last resident's house and then stop. From that point on, it's private property.
You got such a big can of worms on that. That'd be, I mean,
ain't no can of worms to it. I mean, it's plain and simple to understand.
425
if we got
feet,
20 people live on a road and they all sign to make it a county road, it goes to the last resident's house.
To take that 425 feet in.
425 foot. 425 foot, what it's specified, right?
That's how far the
But you got examples all over the county. I mean, it's such, and if roads falling in over the place, different places, it belongs to private citizens. And the taxpayer shouldn't be responsible to take something that's not in the system.
I'm a taxpayer. Are you Jackie Darrell?
Well, there's many taxpayers in the county, and I'm sure you are.
I'm a taxpayer. I've worked 30 years as a public servant, as a nurse.
That's
and that driveway that fell, it is taken on that main road. It's going to pull it all off.
425 feet is 425 feet. And if it falls, it's a state road burden, not the county burden, because it's going to fall on the state road.
Yeah,
now,
but
we have got to slide
what's going to happen
down.
when I fall on it, Jackie Darrell? You ain't traveling it. I do. I get up and I travel it. That's right. At 5 a.m.
It amazes me, these people back here clapping when they say you shouldn't do illegal work out here in the county and spend the taxpayers' money on stuff that's not in the road system. But it's just something that suits their purpose that they get excited about. If you're trying to follow the law, you need to follow the law. Nothing against nobody, just following the law. 425 foot is what it says in the 09 papers that these householders signed. They didn't sign 500, didn't sign 800, they signed 425 feet. And that's what you do throughout the county. And if you don't take those rules, it's a disastrous traveling and trying to work on these other roads.
And go up there and measure you off 425 feet. And I'll guarantee you 100 feet, if not maybe 125, is where what I used to travel is gone. sliding over the hill. So we had to go on up the road and cut down over a hill. I had to cut down. I am driving down a hill that's like 90 degrees, 90. It's like I don't see anything over the front of my truck. When I top down it, if there's not a road, there's not a road. And there's been days I go home in the evening, there's not a road. It's dropped that much. And my truck has to drop down that much. And it's going to go over the hill. It's going to go over the hill. And like I said, everybody in here knows I've asked, but it only become a problem about 2 years ago. They'd come up there and they'd turn them trucks on, the salt trucks, and I'm glad they come up there. But they come up there when they got them turned on.
They shouldn't put salt on dirt to start with. That's if
they dump
did that,
out
that's very
a
bad,
couple
'cause you don't put
hundred
salt on
pounds,
dirt.
and it was eating hose. It ate hose, and they come up there and turn them on. It ate hose out, and the next thing you know, it's going over the hill.
Sherry, is that slip?
It's a slip.
Maybe Jackie can answer. Is that before the?
We got one slip that's
Yep.
on the county road system, and I've got FEMA wrote up to try to check out next week. It's on the county.
That
deal.
slip
Now,
is
she's got
before-
another slip on out through there. It's not maintained by the county. It's beyond the 425 feet.
No.
And as I've looked through this county, and everybody hate to have problems, but when you buy a piece of land, you got to observe what you're buying, and you buy it's what you get. And there's many people that's got issues in this county with mountain slide and property going, but the taxpayers, I don't think, should be responsible
I ain't
for
worried
that.
about a mountain sliding. I ain't worried about nothing
It's illegal. It's illegal. It's just what
It's
I'm
not
saying.
illegal. And when's the last time you been up there, Jackie Darrell? When's the last time you walked up there, or you got
I was
out
up
your
there-
roller
I was
and
up
rolled
there
up?
last week.
I've been up there every day. I've been up there. I live there every day. I haven't seen you up there. Every time I talk to you, you say, I'm fading in and
The
out,
road
and you hang
foreman went
up.
up there and measured it, and it's
Hey, Herbie,
425 feet.
do you
and that's
have a
what we got
copy of the
paid. That's all
petition?
we can do legally
First
for you.
petition that
young
was
lady.
signed by the residents to make it a county road.
I'm just one voter's all it is, and he's worried to death that this one voter, lives out in that lane. But I'm a taxpayer, been paying probably your salary. But now, like I said, I'll go to East Kentucky Broadcast System, and I'm going to show them that big belly of a mountain that's getting ready to tumble right down on top of Raccoon on the state highway. From your county road, Jackie Darrell.
Okay, but you like to help everybody out, and you hate the people who have problems. But if you can't do for one, you shouldn't do for the others. You can just work on what's legal in the system. There's many people in this county that's got problems. It lives out there, and it's not fair. You're a good talker and everything, but it's not fair to help you and not help everybody else. It's hard to maintain what we got in the system right now, much less
It's
take
not
the can of
mine.
worms up and going beyond what's tucked into the road system.
It's not mine. It's not my problem. It's not mine. And it was okay up until about 2 years ago. When did you take office? About 2-3 years ago. That's when it become a problem, when you don't want to come out and look at
My
it.
road foreman says he's worked for 8 years on that, and he says he's never worked beyond the hard top.
Oh, they've brought
That's what
those
he
on,
says.
honey.
And he
The
went up
Bevanses
there
will come and
measured
tell
it.
you.
It's not me, it's his word that told me, and he got me to come out and look at it, and I agree with him.
I'm
That's what's
sorry.
legally
You-
on the paper.
you agree with
and
him.
I do what's legally, not somebody good talker.
No,
You've been up here about 15 minutes, 10 was the limit.
okay. Well, I appreciate it, and like I said, I'll be back next month at next month's meeting, because I need something done with that road. I mean, I'm not asking for nothing unreasonable.
Like I say, one breaks in the county system there we got to work on. The break she's talking about is beyond that.
No.
And if you can't just work on her deal and not work on thousands of other people's in this county and just do the
Thousands?
right thing.
Well,
just
then
what's
you've
right,
been
what's
slacking on your
legal.
job if
And
you've
I
got
hate you got
thousands
a
of
problem, ma'am, but it's not fair. It's not the legally to go and work off the county road.
It's county road. We signed it a long time ago. Signed it over a long time ago, and
Signed
you adopted it and took
425
it.
feet, and that's what it says on the official paper, 425 feet.
And about 300 feet's where that fell, and it's gone. And it has no trace of cement, but it's
Sherry,
under there.
You can come back next meeting if you want to, but you've used up your time.
Thank you,
And
Judge
I'm gonna
Deskins.
myself take a look at all that stuff and see what, and Herbie has been over there, and I'll go myself.
And I've looked at the documents, and that's all I can do.
But if you saw
Documents are your
where,
documents, it's what you're looking at. The document I showed you on that paper says 425 feet. And if they made a mistake many years ago and didn't take it somewhere else, but the way it is, it ends right there at that intersection, and that's what happens most of the time at the intersection. It's one house that way, one house that way.
I know it.
So 425,
more
that's the
than
only
one.
legal thing you can
There's
do.
more than one.
And a lot of people has expenses out there in the county, and it's a burden on some people, but you buy what you buy.
We've got 2 hours of other things.
thank you, Judge
Come
Diskins.
back next time.
I will, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, we need to go into executive session to,
I just had two fact-based questions. The issue seems to be that the county road stops at 425. At what site does the issue occur? At 500 foot, 525 foot, 550 foot? Like at what point is the issue?
When you take the road into the system, you determine what you're going to take in footage at that time. And it's wrote down and marked the width and the length, and that's what you take in. There's no certain thing. It's just what's agreed on at that time. They vote on it. And
right.
That road there was 425, and there's others at 600. There's others maybe 200. There's maybe 50. But it varies with what the court votes on in 09 or whatever year it may be. That was 09.
Right, and the court voted to accept 425. And where is the issue in the road? The spill or whatever the term was, it was used. Does that exist at 500 foot down the road? Right, so the fiscal court voted to accept 425 feet of this road.
Jackie, what he's asking for is the slip she's talking about. How far is it past the 425?
Oh, yeah, it's beyond it. I didn't measure the footage out to it, but it's quite a bit beyond it. Now, we've got one slip, as I've said before. It's in the county's deal, and I'm waiting on trying to get some money off FEMA, hopefully, to fix that. And that's an issue on the county road. It's our legal responsibility. But the one they're talking about is beyond out, it will fall into the state road if it comes out, but it won't be a county state road it's falling in.
Yeah, it probably just, in future, it'd probably be a good idea to get like, this is exactly 425, that this is like 500 foot beyond the 425. That way there's like a good reference number.
You can't anticipate slides happening in the future.
I know. I'm just saying like this specific slide, whenever, it would be good to have a specific geographic location of this slide to say that it is 100 foot beyond the 425 that we, it'd just be in the future.
I think he's also trying to say that there should be something that says this is the end of county maintenance.
But you can't go on.
The way we always, in the past, for the last 25 years, if somebody turns a road into the road system, they petition it, and the road commissioner goes out and looks at it. The signatures on that road has to be signed with the deed book, page number, and notarize their signature. That road is looked at, and it goes to the last property owner that signed that paper. Then from that point on, it is considered to be private property.
I see a lot different that throughout the county I've worked in. There's a lot of roads beyond where the county maintains, and some people don't want it to go there because once it's in the road system, the public can travel, and some people don't. At different times in their life, they may get a different opinion later, but they don't want the public allowed to go out through there because once it's in the road system, you can't put a fence up or tell Joe Blow or Alice they can't come out in this property because it's county property at 425 foot belongs to the county. But anything beyond that is either a public road or a private road, and we don't work public roads unless there's an emergency going on. Then you try to help people in an emergency. If the snow was there or somebody took a heart attack or something, maybe.
But I was trying to tell you the best way to resolve this issue is get that.
I think that's simple.
You won't let me finish. Let me just give me a half a minute. Get the paper that was signed to make that road a county road.
It already is 425 feet.
And look at the names on that paper and go to the last property line if they signed it. If they didn't sign it, then it's not.
That may be 800 more feet
It could
out
be a
through
public.
That's 800, I'd say 650 to 800 more feet to her house.
You got
and
private,
that's
public.
425 foot him. They've done a lot of illegal stuff in the past. It's not what's on the paper, but I've tried to follow the law, and following the law is a problem I've got, then I've got a problem.
Well, you got a county attorney, and you've got Herbie there. He's an old attorney.
What John Doug always told me early in this game, he sat down and educated me.
There's one problem here, is that this was a developed subdivision by a developer, and then he gave everybody an easement, and he didn't get the county to enter in that easement. So we don't own anything except what was put in the county road system. That's right.
What was signed over to the county. And, you know, this property she's living on might have been developed later. I don't know. It's not my precinct or my area, but I do know what we've done in the past. If you had 10 homes that live on that road, and all 10 of them signed it, then you go to the last man that signed it, and then from that point on, it's considered private property. You got public, private, and county.
This here almost fit in that category because it goes to that intersection. Her house is that way and another house this way. How can you treat her any better than this person here to the left? It ends right there at the intersection, 425. Anything beyond that goes to her single house. Anything beyond this goes to that woman's single house. This is what I see as John Doug told me the law, and that's what I've tried to follow.
Well, we've got other things to do, and set it up for next week or whatever with Jackie Darrell and a couple of attorneys, and we'll get it worked out with the facts. All right, executive session. We need to go into executive session to discuss personnel and possible litigation. Bobby Varney, will you please read the KRS?
Yes, sir, Judge. At this time, I make a motion that we go into executive session. And according to KRS 61.810, paragraph C, discussion of proposed or pending litigation, and paragraph F, discussion of Pacific personnel. And that is a motion.
Second.
Need a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Daskins.
Yes. We will be in returning from the next session. Thank you. The court meeting will resume. Where's Justin's? Does Justice have anything?
No, there's no personnel, Judge.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
For approval and discussion, establish salaries for the elected county officials and their deputies. Herbie?
No, we'll scope over that, Judge. We'll do that next fiscal court meeting at Tuesday. We need to take the salaries of the newly elected commissioners. It has to be set before the first.
When will our next motion?
First Monday in May.
All right.
Proper to take a motion, how we set the salaries, and then a second, and then a vote.
Okay. What'd you say, honey?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have to have a special called court meeting by Friday or on Sunday. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, never mind.
Well, it has to be set by the first Monday.
Correct.
And so, I think the floor would be open for a motion on what it should be.
Okay.
For the commission.
On the commissioner.
Well, they haven't decided, so I'll skip that.
No.
Yeah.
No, the commissioners.
No.
The commission, the three commissioners.
They're still gonna vote on it now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Establish salaries for elected county officials and their deputies. I need a motion. Oh,
No,
Herbie, you handle it.
Okay. We need a motion, a second, or a discussion on the salary that should be paid for the next 4 years on the commissioner form of government, 3 commissioners.
I need a motion.
No.
Tell them 45.
Yeah, but we've already.
Yeah, I mean, read it off? Well, we don't have but one. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay, no, the commissioners, for performing the services that, as Commissioner of Pike County, Kentucky, salary shall be $45,000 a year.
Let's see what they're gonna do about it.
Does anybody have a motion?
No.
Are you sure? That's why I have it.
Yeah, he said make a motion.
Nope.
You may have to go look at that. I'm gonna get that for you. You
Yeah.
can go do the rest of the business and I'll go get that. Go ahead. and
Okay,
do
good,
that
yeah,
one.
I'll get it
I'll
for
be
you,
back.
okay. The commissioners, yeah.
All right. I need a motion to approve. Well, Herbie,
I'll make a motion that we accept.
all right, I need a second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson?
Yes.
Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
No.
Judge Diskins?
Yes.
Can we have just a recess just a minute? I got to check a statute, and we may have to vote on some others.
The rest of them, I think so.
Recess for what, 10 minutes?
We'll recess for 10 minutes.
If that's what we need.
Well, we can let the masters go ahead and make their comments if you want to, Judge.
Okay.
I'm gonna thank everybody for that, threw me a curve, Herbert. It's a. Yeah, I did. Yeah, come in late.
Ho, ho, ho. I said ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, but where's that money come from? How much was it?
What do you need, honey? This.
Yeah. I was gonna make sure I write that down right. Oh, it wasn't on there, was it?
What it was, 45 even.
Okay, even.
That's what I thought.
Hey.
See, we cut it in half of what we was paying. To the 6, we pay 3. Saving $120 a year. That's what they wanted, 45 a month.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, we got that one now. Now we gotta do all the rest of these. We'd have to come in Monday and get them.
When do you want to do them?
We'll do them right now.
Oh, okay. Pike County Assistant Attorney.
Okay, just say, we're gonna set the salary of Pike County Attorney. They did turn it over to me.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead and then you say, Pike County Attorney's salary, and then turn it over to me.
All right.
These two people.
Yeah. They probably won't have an audience. No.
Give him 2 hours, I'll leave.
Okay, let's go. That's what I was. Okay.
We'll just read.
Okay, just say it.
Yep.
Ready to go?
This is a joke.
Where is it? Official, where is it? Establish salaries for elected officials, county officials, and their deputies. Herbie?
Okay, the Pike County Attorney, $49,645.51. Your motion?
A motion and a second. I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
You gonna leave them all the same, or you just make the motion, do them all?
Yeah, I just do them all in one order.
Read them
Okay,
all.
you want to do them all?
Yeah, do
Okay,
them all at once.
here they are, okay. Pike County Attorney, $49,645.51. Pike County Attorney, Assistant Attorney, $65,369.85. Pike County Deputy.
68.
68, yes. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on.
Yeah.
68, 369, 89. The magistrates, 0. Commissioner, we've already voted on that. Coroner, $31,540.60. Deputy coroner, $7,200. Constable, it's $3,600 in expenses. Reimbursement for travel.
I need a motion.
On the justice of the peace.
Justice of the peace? No, that's magistrate. They're the same things. Justice of the peace and magistrate, 0. 0.
And on the constable, that will not be 3,600 now, it'll be half of that. That 3,600 was for 6. We'll just have 3 now.
No,
Well,
it's 300, it's 300 a month, 300 times 12 is 36.
I'm sorry.
3,600. If
Yeah.
I said 36,000, I meant 3,600.
No, I looked at that wrong. You're
Okay.
right. Did you put the Pike County Deputy Judge in that?
Yes.
Okay.
We have the,
Everything stayed the same.
everything stayed the same.
Slight reduction in the commission.
Yeah, I did. Okay, Pike County Deputy Judge, 64,998.32. Magistrate, 0. Commissioner, 45, that's already been voted on. Coroner, 31,540.60. Deputy coroner, $7,200 per year. Constable, $3,600 per year. And that's
I need a motion.
expenses.
Motion.
Need a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Kempton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes. All right.
See who the other two.
Oh, yeah. You want to get those done?
No, let's go ahead and get,
You want to do that now? Or
no,
later?
let's go ahead. I think there's no personnel.
No.
None of the commissioners have anything tonight. And so none of the magistrates have anything tonight. We got 2. Yeah, I see this Mike McCoy Meter Sports.
Motorsports.
Motorsports.
I know it.
Now, that don't look like a zero to me.
It's supposed to be motor, MO,
Yeah.
That's probably right before there.
Yeah.
We good to go? All right. So basically what we're trying to do is we've been riding on the trails over near Blackberry and Ball Fork area, and we notice a lot of potential for the trail systems for off-road, motorized and non-motorized vehicles. And like the bicycles, we see real potential in those areas that we could promote some big events. We can do a lot of things that would help the area with camping, music, competitions, and much more. But when we've seen the area, we've been to a lot of events, a huge amount of events from 4 to 6 hours away. And we're noticing that our area has better trails than most of those events. And we're noticing that when you go all the way to Tennessee, to Brimstone area, Windrock Park, probably names you've heard of, to Rush out in Kentucky, or or Ashland. You go to like Hatfield and McCoy Trail System, which is one of the more famous trail systems, or the new Spearhead Trail System, that we noticed that our area has some of the most beautiful scenes and the most beautiful trails around, and has a lot of things where it doesn't take much work at all to get it going, but we just need the support to back us up to get that going in our area. So there's so much potential there if everybody sees it, whether it's traveling from out of town. You know, we want not only just the locals to be able to enjoy it, of course, but it's the out-of-town people that we can bring in, utilize like our networks of everything we've done with our company and all the other people that we know, to bring them from out of town to visit for gas, you know, for lodging, camping, you know, food. They need their trailers worked on. They need their service for their machines. They need about everything. And then a lot of times, if they'll spend 3 to 5 days coming in, you know, you've got where one part of the family will want to go shopping and do things in our area. You know, Pike County's got a lot of restaurants, a lot of shopping, so we need to help them get here and understand what we got and how much natural beauty that we have in our area, and try to allow them to see that. A lot of people, even locally, don't know how unbelievable our mountains are up there when you get up on top and near those areas. So we're just needing the support to keep that moving forward.
The access is great up there, and you're just such a short distance to some of these large areas where you get stage events. You're less than a mile from the hardtop, and it's already wide. It takes very little work to make it to where you could get trailers and campers and you know, the type of, you know, devices and things people pull in to camp and do these events. And we've been to a lot of very large events, and Rush is one of the, what was it, last week? They were sold out 3 days early. They couldn't even admit any more people into that event.
Where's that at?
Ashland, near Ashland.
Okay.
It's Rush, Kentucky, really, though.
But it's an amazing event, and I thought of that, the Hatfield property there is laid out so much like Rush, you know, where you've got all that staging area, and then people go off in the different directions to the different trails. But the staging area, you could have very nice events. There's plenty of room, plenty of parking, good access, and you're not going to have to spend a ton of money to, you know, building roads and all that stuff, because most of it's finished.
It's just a little bit of help, a little bit of work, get it started and help with it, and, you know, let it build, let it grow, because it can, and there's a lot of potential there, a lot of things from people looking to come and do that kind of thing and spend a lot of time and money.
How many people were down there, roughly?
Oh my gosh.
At Rush?
Yeah.
They they had to stop the deal from the insurance at this time at 4,000 plus. But as you know, with that, it's spread out between every different hillside and things, every different location.
Right.
So, but you know, brimstone and all, depending on which event that they have, you know, you can get anywhere from 20 to 50,000 people coming. So, I mean, you just got to start somewhere and allow to see what event, you know, how big the event. Knott County's starting to have some big ones. They got one coming up on the 26th, waiting to see the count there that they're going to have. So
This thing just keeps growing. It just keeps growing.
Are y'all going to Knott County? Are y'all going to that one too?
yeah, we'll be there at Knott County. We'll try to see and check that one out and all. We will. And then just like he's saying, the thing is about the thing is that, you know, say like you take a on-road motorcycle or something and you just got, you know, a couple people, you know, a wife and a husband or something, or boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, with the off-road and bicycle thing, it goes from small age all the way up to the oldest age. So everyone can enjoy it, a family thing, and it's growing at a larger rate.
I'm glad y'all come tonight. We've been working on this for several years now, and I think Jimmy's already got some landowners that's signed easements, and we've got one trail over near Feds Creek that we adopted into the system. I don't know if y'all rode that or not, but it's a good trail. And I think with what went on over at Maitland last week, it shows, you know, that the people are wanting to come. And somebody just needs to take charge and get this thing going, sign off, and get some maps drawn up, and get some people in here to see what we've got, and then they'll come back and bring more with them.
Yeah, I think this free ride type format is going to really bring a ton of people. You know, what money's made by the landowners and stuff can be made so many different ways. If there's no charge for the trail, you're gonna have a huge response, riders.
I think Jimmy's got a meeting, is it this week, here at the courthouse, last week. He said they canceled it, but they usually meet once a month here, and I'd encourage y'all to get involved with it.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, fellas.
Jerry McCoy,
That's him, that's the boy.
both of them? All right, thank you. Let me get, second reading of proposed ordinance amending the Pike County Administrative Code, Section 190, reestablishing the Pike County Museum Board. Herbie? No. County Attorney?
Kyle.
This is the second reading reestablishing the Pike County Museum Board.
You got a final motion.
Pike County Fiscal Court, Administrative Code of Pike County, amendment to Section 190, reestablishing the Pike County Museum Board. The board is composed of 9 members, with 3 members appointed by the mayor of the city of Pikeville and affirmed by the county judge executive. 3 members appointed by the Pike County Judge Executive, approved by the Fiscal Court, and affirmed by the mayor of the city of Pikeville. 1 member shall be a board member of the Pike County Tourism Convention and Visitors Bureau and shall be selected by a unanimous vote of the Pike County Tourism Convention and Visitors Bureau's Board of Directors. 1 member shall be a board member of the Pikeville City Tourism Convention and Visitors Bureau and selected by unanimous vote of the Pikeville City Tourism Convention and Visitors Bureau's Board of Directors. And 1 member shall be appointed by the President of the University of Pikeville. The initial board members' appointments shall be as follows. The mayoral initial appointments, 1 member, initial term, shall be for 2 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2016, and then every 4 years thereafter. One member, initial term shall be 3 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2017, and then every 4 years thereafter. One member, initial term shall be for 4 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2018, and then every 4 years thereafter. County Judge Executive initial appointments. One member, initial term shall be for 2 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2016, and then every 4 years thereafter. One member, initial term shall be for 3 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2017, and then every 4 years thereafter. One member, initial term shall be for 4 years, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2018, and then every 4 years thereafter. Pike County Tourism Commission initial appointment. One member, initial term shall be for 1 year, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2015, and then every 4 years thereafter. Pikeville City Tourism Commission initial appointment. One member, initial term shall be for 1 year, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2015, and then every 4 years thereafter. University of Pikeville initial appointment. One member, initial term shall be for 1 year, starting April 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2015, and then every 4 years thereafter.
I need a motion to adopt.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
I've got a couple of questions. Is this board in existence now? So why did we have to reestablish it? Okay, so the board members have been appointed that's on this, and they've got active board members now.
Yes.
Okay, I vote yes.
Yes. Adoption of a resolution for approval for the application for a Kentucky Homeland Security Grant for the Grapevine Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department, and authorization to enter into an agreement and execute all related documents. Doug Tackett.
Judge, this Homeland Security grant is similar to the one you all did last week or last court meeting for Mildred Fire and Rescue. It's for personal protective equipment for the firefighters, their helmets, boots, coats, hats, gloves, and such.
Motion.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Need a second?
Yeah.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Doug, will rest of the fire departments request this too now?
Some of them have done Homeland Security grants, and some of them done Aid to Firefighters grants, which are through Homeland Security as well.
Okay, I vote yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Acknowledge the receipt of the 2018-2019 proposed budget as prepared by the Pike County Judge Executive. I need a motion.
Make a motion.
Judge, I'll make a motion to acknowledge it, and I think we've got a work session set up to work on it. This is the proposed budget that you present to the court, and then we got to go through it and work out the things that's to be adjusted or whatever. And the meeting we've got set up is, was it Tuesday?
2 o'clock.
Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
No, we're not.
And it will be
Herbie,
We've already done all this stuff.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and it will be a meeting out here for the public, right?
They don't need to vote on it now.
Thank you.
What's on the floor, Judge?
On that thing right there. We don't need anything on it. We'll do it next.
No, we don't need, let's see.
12 o'clock.
Right there it is.
We don't need to vote on it, do we?
Just acknowledge receipt of the
Just,
judge's proposed.
I made the motion and we acknowledge it.
I second.
Yep, all right. Awarding of bids, Frankie.
oh, here, go.
Oh, roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes. Awarding of bids, Frankie. No bids, all right. Matrix Road Work, I
Motion.
need a motion to it. Somebody say something. I need a motion.
I do.
Yeah.
Second.
Call roll.
Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes. I need a motion in a second.
Got that.
We got it.
Oh, okay, roll call, please.
I got it.
Got it, he's got it.
We magistrate comments next.
Master's comments.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Okay.
Jeff
I'm done. I don't have any.
Compton.
Judge, I'd like to make a comment on this commissioner's pay. Regardless of what the public thinks, it's more than a 2-day-a-month job. And that's the reason that we put the salary what we did.
All right. Leo.
Nothing right now.
All right. Hillman.
Judge, we have got to find out about some vehicles that was purchased down at the Frankfurt surplus. I think Charlie picked one out, Bobby, the maintenance garage, and I had one, and they've been a holding them. We couldn't buy them through the month of April. So they got a call that they will be released the first, which was today, and they were vehicles that they could use to plow snow and use for the maintenance of the road locks. And I guess if y'all want to comment on them, whatever, but we just need to find out. It will be coming out of the road fund. It won't be coming out of the general fund. We've got one question over to maintenance garage. You know, they have picked out a tool truck that they say they need, and they're going to pass their old truck, or Charlie's going to pass his old truck onto the animal shelter because they needed one. But these vehicles are late model vehicles, and they are needed. I think Bobby said he will have to retire one because of rust and get ready for the next season. And Charlie, I think you want to say anything about it?
Oh, no, I'm ready to go get them whenever we get approved.
But one of the questions is where is the maintenance garage? Jonda, do they have a budget that they purchase?
Not as of right now, they don't. And the maintenance garage is needing some extra money at this point.
Well, you know, they need to know where they stand on it. And they also told me that we need to have an auction to get rid of some of our old surplus. And we might need to talk about that and see when, talk to the foreman, the maintenance foreman over, and see when he can put it together and dispose of that. But if y'all want them vehicles, I think you need to speak up and say what you want and what you need, and let her know so she can get the check prepared to take it out of your road fund. Is that right, John?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely want the one we're talking about, Fair. And when we have that surplus auction, if the piece of equipment or whatever else comes from my road lot, I want the money to come back to my road lot.
Okay. Last time we didn't get to do that because that was the year that was slim pickings, but that's usually what we try to do.
Yeah. But yeah, yes, I do and I think that was 80, I forget what the price, exact price, we'll have to call about that. But we need, one check to pay for all of them, but it comes from our road lot.
Mhm.
Donna.
Are they all coming from the same place?
Yes.
I think it's all the same place.
Surplus.
Last time you had to take two because there were two different lots that we had to pay, but this will be
We have to pay for these where the trucks are.
Yeah.
And they're all at the same place.
Yes.
How much is the tool truck?
I think $8,500, I believe. I'm not sure. Is that about what you think?
I think that's what
Charlie?
it was. Yes. Wasn't it 85? Yeah.
What year was that, Paul? Can you remember? It was
Is it 10 or 11?
2010 or 2011 with a two bed on it. And the boy from the maintenance garage went down and picked it out, and he said, "This is what we need." He said,
If you all want to go ahead and get it, road department and solid waste can transfer some more money to the maintenance garage for the purchase of it. Because maintenance garage doesn't make its own money, it's based on what road department and what solid waste gives it. So if you all want to do it and split it, $4,250 more from solid waste to maintenance garage and $4,250 from road to maintenance garage.
it'll make no difference to me whatever how they feel about it, but I think, that they say they need it, and they're trying to figure out how to get it. And the judge has got some money in his funds if somebody ain't used it yet.
His ADF funds,
Yeah.
has he obligated his ADF, Jeannie?
I don't think he has. He told me it.
I haven't used any of it.
Well, I don't know. I know he's got about much money as we get usually. If y'all don't take it away from him.
Taking your money, Judge. Taking your money.
We'll take all he's got.
No, Jeannie keeps a tight rein on that because
We need to think about this roof back here too.
oh yeah,
It's not getting no better. Me and Paul talked the other day. It's gonna fall in on somebody back there if we don't get something done.
no, it's going to fall in on the fourth floor is where it's going to fall in.
Him, it's worse up on the fourth floor than this right here.
But it's right over the cameraman's head back there, and
No, but this.
Oh, you should see our hallway and our office. But I think they said the quotes that came in when we thought we might get money to help fund that was like now it's up to 180-some thousand, isn't it?
I heard 225.
Oh, I heard 180 something.
I heard anywhere from
Numbers.
That's something we can look at in this budget if you all so wish to try and get this repaired and fixed. Because it's, only thing we're doing is kicking the can on down the road if we don't take care of it. And we're going to end up to where maybe we fry our server or something and we don't have any thing to fall back on.
Jonda, how much money do I have?
Jeannie takes care of your ADF money.
I haven't spent any, so I didn't know I had any. Oh, I don't need any money.
Hillman, are you putting that?
Are you done, Bobby?
Huh? 4,250 if it was split between road and solid waste for an $8,500 vehicle.
Bill's gonna loan us his $4,250.
Okay.
I just got a few comments, Judge. Last week, the passing of my mother and her funeral Saturday. I do want to thank everybody for their prayers. I want to thank his fiscal court for the blanket that you guys sent over there. It was beautiful. She would have loved that. My wife is taking that, and she'll treasure that. And I want to thank each and every one of you magistrates. And you too, Judge. for being there. Mother lived a long, fruitful life. She was 88 years old, but I'd like to have kept her another 100 years anyhow. That's all, Judge. Thank you.
All right.
Judge, we kicked the can on down the road. I don't believe we never did vote to what they're gonna do on them trucks.
Well, you gonna make a motion that you get them and take it out of your road lot?
Do what now, Leo? I'm gonna take care of mine. Don't worry about it. You just quit trying to hoard Bill's money up. Turn his loose.
How much do we need to max out the check at? What do we need to do?
Do we need to write separate checks or not?
Yeah, I'm tired of people.
So then I would divide up $2,000 some dollars, $2,000 between road and solid waste then if you give $4,500. Okay. So that's an $8,500 tool truck. What else do we got?
I don't know how much Charlie's was.
Mine's 8,500.
17.
How much is the rest?
The one I was gonna get, it's a ton truck. I think it's a 2011 model, wasn't it?
9 or 11, I can't remember.
Anyway, it had 60-some thousand miles with a solder and a snowplow on it. It was $10,000.
Okay, that makes
27,000.
I'm thinking mine was 7,500, but I
don't know.
That's 34,500, so let's say not to exceed 40,000.
Yeah, I'd take care of it.
What are you gonna do about that wrecked one down there that we talked about, that escape, that 15?
I thought we already had it.
We never did approve nothing on it. We talked
But
about.
Diane and Brian said they wanted to split it. It's 2000, what
He
is
hasn't
it?
went down and got it. He's been sick.
2015.
He's been sick. He hasn't went down there and got it yet, but it hadn't nothing been approved. Only $600, what it was.
$600, I believe. Well,
That would still take into account up to $40,000, because that would be 35.
But it has to be paid at a different spot.
Then we better send 2 checks.
John sitting back there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah.
We paid for the Ford already. The car's already paid for. Car's paid for, the Escape's the only thing that's not paid for.
Charlie said with that, we'll have to have 2 checks with the
Yeah,
escape.
because it goes to altogether different place. Yeah, but
Okay. Like where the tools and stuff are.
Right.
$600 for a 2017 model.
No, 15.
15?
2015.
And the parts will fit on both of them.
71,000 miles.
So authorize up to 40,000. We'll send 2 checks just to be in case. If not, they can bill us for the $600 wrecked one.
Yeah, we just need the 1 check.
Okay, 1 check up to 40,000, and they will bill us for the $600. Okay.
They'll bring the titles back and give them to Frankie, I guess, too.
I need a motion.
Leo made the motion. Who's gonna second it?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson?
You're next, John.
Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskin?
Yes. Treasurer's business, Jonda.
Authorize a check in the amount of $45,106.65 to Elliott Contracting Incorporated for payment on the 3rd floor renovation project. We have to pay for it, get a canceled check in order to submit to get the money back.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Need a second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Teske.
Yes.
Authorize any necessary transfers and interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, and life insurance.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Barney?
Yes.
Judge Teske.
Yes.
Authorize the judge to sign the court facilities local government reimbursement form for fiscal year 2019, which is on our judicial center, and it states that they will well, one page didn't copy. It states that they will reimburse the county $512,300 quarterly, which would make it $128,000 quarterly. Around $128,000 quarterly.
You need a motion? Need a motion?
Motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
128.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Barney?
Yes.
Judge Teske.
Yes.
128,125 is what it'll be quarterly, and it says that the first payment due to 300,000, right at 128. But it says the first payment may be delayed because the new accounting system will be down until at least July 5th, delaying our ability to process your first quarter payment. So sometime after July 5th, we will get our first reimbursement on the judicial center. Next one is authorize the judge to sign the volunteer accident policy for the animal shelter for the fiscal year 2019 and make any changes as needed to how many max volunteers we may have for the 2018-2019 year. As of right now, there's 7 participants, is what we had last year, which is like $35 a piece per each participant. At 7, it was $240. So I just need to check with the animal shelter and see how many volunteers we have.
Did the price of that per
year
person go up any from last year?
No, it's still $240 from last year.
Okay.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Barney?
Yes.
Judge Teske.
Yes.
Authorize a check to Larry Young in the amount of $8,900 for illegal dump cleanup, Red Dog Hollow dump, $3,900, and illegal dump cleanup, Sheep Fork, Kentucky, 1056 dump, $5,000.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes, and Bobby said he talked to the inspector and said they done a super job on those.
And he did, and you remember I questioned this when these bids came in, and he said you couldn't ask for no better than the 2 jobs that he approved so far. So I vote yes.
Judge Teske.
Yes.
I have no further business, Judge.
All right, commissioners. Do you have anything? Bobby? You have anything? You have anything? All right.
Judge, before you close, I've got one thing I think I need to say.
Okay.
Closing the last meeting, Mike May asked about the situation we were in with our problem with the undeposited money. And I'd like to report, Mike, that probably 98% of that's been taken care of. A couple more hours and we'll have it all deposited and we'll be in good standing. Next meeting, we'll talk more about it. I just thought I needed to.
At all.
Oh, and Hillman, to address that, you all said there's people saying there's checks coming back so far as of deposited. I don't have time for yesterday's to know, but as of Fridays, there's nothing coming back as being rejected because of the time frame.
Well, we appreciate you, John, for getting called up, and I think the public's anxious to hear where we're going, and I think we're getting this
We're on a better
situation.
track than where I have been in the past, and, you know, I apologize. The Frankfurt Commissioner Donahue sent up 2 of her reps on Friday, and they met with me. They were here to offer any assistance that they could do to help to get my reporting and stuff on track and get it submitted. And other than them having a computer and sitting there and helping me is about the only way they can do it, and I told them I appreciated it. And once the rest of the deposits are done, get them keyed in, I'm going to start working on getting the reconciliations up to date.
And also, Judge, we've got some contenders out here that's running for office, and I just want to welcome that they are showing interest of how county government works, and wish them the best of luck.
All right, county attorney's report. Nothing to report. Pike County Judge Executive's comments. I need a motion to close. Oh. I can't.
Yeah, he said he needed room.
Do we need to get that same guy to leave?
He was a lot better price than the auctioneer we had before.
Frankie, what are you saying is that you want us to make a motion for him to start the wheels?
Yeah, because you gotta have an auctioneer hired, and he's gotta start advertising, it'd probably be even, if you say tonight, like 2 months out before you can have one.
I need a motion.
Judge, I'd like to say that we need it done, and I'll make a motion that we have him start gathering up what we need and getting us started on it, and then we'll have to set a date. He wanted to do it in May, but we can't do it this month. It'll take longer than that to.
Welcome back to the 53rd World Livestock.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. I need a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Every one of us say.
Yep.
Magistrate Compton? Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate
Yes.
Dodson?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Judge Deskins?
Yes.